Okay, here we got my 2014 Yamaha Superjet. I bought this brand new from the dealer in 2016 as a holdover. Um, I've done some slight modifications to it. X metal pull is probably the most obvious. Just standard Yamaha one, nothing competition. This is a boat chasing, lake riding machine. Just hitting wakes, nothing crazy. Um, Footholds, Watcon John or John Ziegler installed these. As you can see, they are the Hamilton style footholds. Other than that, it's got an intake grate. Um, with the it's got the better steering, um, thanks to the X Scream X Metal steering system. Other than that, today what we're gonna do is install a limited factory bpipe limited. We'll see how it goes. I have a few other accessories I'm going to do. We're going to take our time on this. Obviously the bpipe, water box. I got a Jet Maniac water box that's going to go in. We're going to do aftermarket flame arresters. We'll try them out. I know some people think it's a sin, but we're going to just do some aftermarket flame arresters. And of course I have everything for the carbs as far as jetting requirements. I'm sitting about 1,200 feet. I did get the quick T adapters to adjust the high and low speed mixture screws, as well as a primer kit. So that choke will be going away. Other than that, right now, all I've done is pull their pickup off, and easy as a hose clamp. Just got one of these nifty siphoners and siphon the fuel. That's step one. Well, this machine was winterized. It is January right now, so where I'm at, we don't ride in January. So the battery's already pulled, but that would obviously be a step. So I'm going to go ahead and work on getting the fuel out. Tank needs to come out. The battery box, and then I'll look to see what we got. Okay, so I got the tank out here. Pretty easy to do. It will fit, through your stock exhaust. Disconnect, of course, the filler side. There's two vents you got to disconnect. Get the tank over here, right here, and then of course your pickup chamber. And then there's two straps. One is, of course, connected to the battery box. So when I took the battery box out, this cable came free. So now I'll work on, I'm going to take this exhaust tube off. You can try to work back towards the water box. Start cleaning this up. See how she goes. Okay, I got the water box out. Pretty simple. Just the two straps, versus the inlet and outlet port for the exhaust, and she wiggles right out of there. No real issues. Like I said, I have a Jet Maniac water box that I'm going to be installing in this. I am going to turf it. I'm going to turf some of the inside of the hull here. And we're going to see how long these straps are. The Jet Maniac, which I'll show you in a moment here, significantly smaller, lighter. So I want to make sure the straps can fit around. And then we'll start removing this exhaust side. And then we'll work towards the carburetors. That'll be our last thing, is rejetting the carbs once everything's in. I got a new long exhaust tube here. Over here. Just in a different color, just to spice up the engine a little bit. Nice to have it back up as well. So Other than that, if I haven't mentioned, the head is staying stock. Normal 150 compression. All right, well, that's all I got right now. Keep up to it. So as you can see here, we have the Chip Maniac box, and the stock Yamaha one. Significantly difference in size. Pretty lightweight. Definitely difference there. So what I'll be doing is I'll be turfing this one. Not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but enough to protect it, protect the hull, protect itself from heat. Got this turf here, so I'll be using, and maybe do a little bit inside there as well. So I started turfing the box, and basically what I'm going to do is cut out these pieces. I'm going to use on 3 of the sides. I'm going to do a little up top, maybe some on the sides, right here, cut a piece out, and then I'll do like I mentioned earlier, maybe some down here, it'll be okay up top, but just to give it that extra protection. Key with this, just take your time. Don't go overboard with this. This takes time. Use a sharp knife. Buy a brand new one if you have to. Cheap. That's my advice. I'll show you when it's done. Okay, pretty happy how my water box turned out. Turfed it. Looks pretty good. Did the sides a little bit. I got to clean it up just a touch. But yeah, it turned out pretty nice. Got a couple strips right here. Glue is drying or getting tacked up, so I can put it on that side. See this? And over there, so that side and that side. Right here, just have a little extra heat protection. Other than that, I think I'm going to be more than happy with how that's going. I'm going to get that installed. I'm going to remove the long hose here, exhaust hose. Then I'll be starting to take apart this exhaust. Okay, so I got everything mocked up in there. You can see I got the turf on right there. Fit really good. That's about 5 inches wide, 7 deep. About 4 inches wide, 7 deep. Just fit in there perfect. The box looks like it's going to work great. Not going to do anything with it. Just let it sit like that for now. Not going to buckle her down. As you can see, I took out the long exhaust hose here. Pretty simple install so far. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to call her a night tonight. Come back tomorrow, work on it. Like I said, just taking my time. And okay, so I kind of skipped ahead a little bit. We took off the exhaust manifold, the stock one. It's right over there. Pretty basic, nothing. Just mounting bolts. There's a bracket. Nothing too crazy here. But you can see it's pretty bare in here. I'm working on cleaning this up carefully with a razor. Not to gouge it. You want to make sure this is as clean as possible. So there's a nice good seal between the water jackets and the exhaust ports. Other than that, pretty crazy. Pretty simple. I think I'm going to start working on the exhaust, getting that built in, so we can see how that goes. Nothing tricky at this point, I guess is what I really wanted to say. So pretty straightforward. Okay, so I got the head pipe installed. Let me turn on the mic here. Installed. Simple install. Take your time. Make sure the gasket surfaces are nice and clean. I did that. 13 foot-pounds on each of these bolts. These two you kind of got to go by feel because obviously you can't get a torque wrench in there. Now I did purchase the Jet Maniac exhaust manifold bpipe kit. I figure, you got your Allens in here, which make life a little easier. And then he gives you two shortened bolts here, pre-cut or whatever, pre-bolts that are shorter. Just for the price he charges, it's pretty much. Plus, I got it on a Black Friday deal. It was a no-brainer for me. One less headache to deal with. Otherwise, you do need a special wrench. I'll get it over here. I had to cut it like that in order to get into this to tighten this. That thinner spot right there enables you to go underneath the bolt and turn just about a quarter turn at a time. I don't know how else you do it, but like I said, borrowed this from a friend. Worked very well. He already did a B-pipe, so instead of running 2 wrenches, we just ruined 1. But there it is for the future. Other than that, they supplied me with this blue Loctite. So it's Loctite 242. Put a little strip of that on each of the intake bolts, and then I started from the inside, and then torqued outside. I did increments of 5 foot-pounds to the 13 spec. So 3 times I went around it and then double-checked everything just to get it so it's got a nice even seal across the board. It seems like it went on good. It seems solid. I did notice the stock intake or exhaust manifold the bolts weren't tight, so it's not like you shouldn't have to wrench on these too tight, but hopefully that created a good seal. Sure seems like it. Next up, I'm going to do the water box. I did buy the shortened straps from Jet Maniac. Going to do the water box, put that in, and then get the exhaust chamber in here, kind of ready, and then the head pipe goes on. Basically bolt her down and see what we got, so stay tuned. Okay, a little update on progress here. Working on the head pipe. I'm going to put the T adapters in, as you can see there, but I'm going to refer back to. So I did get the chamber installed. I'm up to that point right here. It is a limited pipe, so it is a little bit longer. It's a little bit harder to get in. What I found, it's a little dark, but if you get rid of some of these vent lines, this is your power for your start and stop. Kind of loosen them up, loosen your steering cable, and when you put it in, flip the pipe upside down so that stinger inlet is upside down. Put one end down here. You have to get this bottom end. So one up here, bottom end down here. Flip it, and then slowly kind of rotate it over this way. Rotate it. So it has to stay underneath this exhaust manifold. Otherwise, if you put it in this way, then it'll never fit in. I see why people's frustration with this. But if you have the gas tank out, I mean, I don't even know how you do it with the gas tank in, but start over here, work your way this way. Might have helped a lot that I had my aftermarket water box. It's a lot smaller, so I had that extra space, so that could contribute to it too. Wasn't overly challenging. I did forget to mention the exhaust manifold also. Make sure you're running your. But I did hook up on the bottom from the pump to the exhaust manifold before I bolted it in. So other than that, I'm gonna work on. I bought the T adapters. I know you don't adjust these much anyway from Jet Maniac, but I figure once again, another cost thing. Then I can move them around a little bit. I know they tend to freeze up. I can get, if I do need to adjust them, I can get to the bottom one and just loosen that. You know, it's might make life a lot easier. So, and plus it gets me familiar with, just doing this right now gets me familiar with the adjustments of them, how they feel, instead of just slapping it in and liking how it's set up. Got the T adjusters in, the low one. I'm sorry, the low one, 3/4 of the way out. These are all the way in. And like I said, I just bought these T adapters. They're fully closed. I just use dielectric brakes. I'm sorry. A little water resistant. Just a little extra coat of that. I think that may do the trick. I'm going to try to move them around as much as I can throughout the time I have the boat. Okay, here's the update. Got it completed. Pretty not bad. Skill level, put this in. Difficulty level, I'll say 5 out of 10. Pretty simple. There's a little confusion. Get this coupler seated nicely. I got it seated nicely against the head pipe, and it's right on the rim of this. Right on the rim of this exhaust where it's supposed to be per the instructions. I shouldn't be touching that, but pretty simple. Not too bad. Yeah, I mean, like I said, what really helped me was I just took bought this bottle, and a little Dawn dish soap, some water. That was a big help. I say don't use any lubricants. Just slide these hoses on. Oh, I did. They give you those quick ratchet fasteners. I did change over to, I just went ahead and got your standard hose clamps. Put those in place instead of the ones they supplied. Put the T adapters in. But yeah, it went in pretty good. Got my clearance I should have. They said 1/4 inch or more in the motor mounts. Plenty good there. But yeah, not bad. So now what I'll do is I'll start jumping on this side. Got the carbs pulled, taking off. Pretty simple. Nothing too crazy here. Basic. You got your return line, your feed line over here, or vice versa. What I didn't anticipate when I'm putting in the primer kit is that I had to take off this front tray, which is no big deal. It's something you know, something everybody should know, which makes sense because there's a for the choke plate lever. There's this piece that goes here that needs to come out in order for the primer to come in here and seat flush against that. So pretty simple. Just 4. There's 2 underneath in the corners. 4 of those. Take this selector switch nut off. This can stay on, which is nice. Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple. Maybe 5-10 minutes. Off. So got her all buttoned up. Got the primer switch in here. Seems like it's pretty good. Pretty simple install. Nothing too crazy. Re-riveted it all. The rivets down there. There's 2 down there. Very simple. Nothing too difficult at this point. Now I'm going to start turning the parts. A little update on the progress here. Got the choke plates out. Got the butterflies out. The shafts are out. Did have a little trouble. The screws in there were really soft screws on the plates itself. I ended up breaking the screws, and just I grabbed a needle nose vice grip and just grabbed the head of them and started twisting because they stripped out and then they snapped. But it doesn't matter because all that stuff's gone anyway. Otherwise, yeah, cleaned up some gasket stuff here. Just taking my time on it. Leaving the sinks alone. Not going to mess with that. No need to. Leaving this all alone. Next step. I think what I'm going to do is do the low speed and high speed. The low speed's right there. And the high speed's right there. Drill those out. And put in these quick T adapters to adjust the screw. And Jet Maniac provided me my jetting kit. See that, but kind of gives you what he thinks you should. Baseline starts, it's all going to vary, So it's good baseline, good kit. Yeah. Okay, so doing the carbs here. Turn on the mic. So doing the carbs here. Got the fitting for the primer in. Got the plug on the other side. Everything's removed there. I did do the inside. Put in the jets. Pilot and main. The hardest part was getting these key adapters installed. You have to drill them out, and they are longer than you'd ever think. They're dang near, I don't know, they're probably that far down. So, keep drilling. You can see I started on this one. Just did a little pilot check. The one thing I do want to note is this low speed. It gets tight, really tight. So I kind of did a diagram. This was the carb. I laid it like this. Took the spring out of this. Got it so it's tight because the spring is really tight. Got it to where it's that's when it stopped without the spring. Then I put the spring back in. It's tight. Looked at it like this, without the spring. Kind of mocked it back up and did one turnout. That's probably your best way to do it. At least for me. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but we won't know. I did one turnout according to Jet Maniac's recommendations. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, you kept working on the carbs here following night. These low speed adjusters, we'll have to just play with them and see how they go. I've tried to measure them. They just don't want to tighten. They just feel like they keep going and going and going. And when it gets really hard to tighten, then it just doesn't stop. These upper ones, or the high speeds, you can feel them. It just comes to a screeching halt. So it makes sense. So I did my best to take the original one, put it in there, because those stop. And these Jetworks, I've tried. I think I've got them close to about one out. A lot of people have told me they almost bottom out, or sometimes they do bottom out. You can see. I don't know if that. They're almost bottomed out. There's probably an eighth of an inch in there, maybe less. So we'll go with that. Otherwise, it's about ready to put on here. Just clean it, looks good. Exhaust tube here. Otherwise, tomorrow night I'm planning on installing the carbs. We'll get those set up. Once the carbs are set up, we'll put in the tank. It's starting to button her up pretty quick. And of course, test fire. Other than that, yeah, we're looking good. Quick update, got everything together here. Carbs on, tank back in, obviously. Battery box, pretty simple to put back together. Nothing too. Got my primer system set up. Right back to there. Feels good. I can feel air coming through when I prime that, so I think it's right. These T adjusters will be certainly very nice. Super easy access. You know, to adjust while tuning. I'm just gonna do some cleanup work. Spray it down. Otherwise, yeah, looking good. When I get the new gaskets, I'll put on the adapters, but for now, I'll leave them. Okay, I don't know if we got the running on that. The camera's tweaking out a little bit, but it is complete now. Got about a gallon of fuel in there. 91 non-ethanol, of course. Pretty simple install. Overall, I'd probably give it a 5 mechanic, 5 out of 10. Should be all right. Take your time. Quick rundown again. The Rockstar Factory bpipe Limited, did that. Can't see it, but Jet Maniac water box, carb kit, and of course the flame arresters. Just did what per recommendation of Jet Maniac. Primer kit, super easy to install. Really miscellaneous. I put a blue exhaust pipe in there. Other than that, I mean, I've always had that hour meter just for shits and giggles. Other than that, that's really it. Total cost, the pipe was about $850, I think. Flame arresters, it's gonna be $1,000, you know. And I did the stainless steel upgrade kit here, like mentioned. With the T adapters, I also bought Jet Maniac's exhaust port kit, exhaust manifold kit. These Allens here. A few special tools, but basically just home tools. But yeah, it runs really well. Runs good. Now all I gotta do is just test it out, bring it to the water, dial it in a little bit. I just went per Jet Maniac's recommendations on the full speed. See the high speed. There. Pre-filters hung. That's just, I don't know if that's necessary, but I just bought them. What the heck? It's basically buy one, get one half off on the Black Friday sale. So, or I don't know if I got this on Black Friday. Either way, they're not cheap. They're about $16 a piece. So, whatever. But other than that, that's all I got.